All right, guys. So today's part two chit chat is going to be on the Kenosha shooting regarding Kyle Rittenhouse, the 17-year-old that shot several people at one of these protests slash looting events or whatever the case may be. So here's the facts, and I'm gonna try. I'm gonna refrain from editorializing on the just morality of this issue and just try to do a strict, dry legal analysis. I know nobody cares about my personal viewpoint on the rioters, looters, or whatever. But we'll just do a legal analysis on this. How is this case going to be decided? So what we have here is a 17-year-old who armed himself with an AR-style rifle, chambered in .223, and he came down to this area where I guess he knew this violence or looting or whatever was going on, joined up with a citizen militia group, was involved in a shooting of an individual at a car dealership, and after that, the rest of the mob slash crowd realized that he had shot somebody and then chased him down and attacked him, and he shot those people trying to attack slash detain him. So from the outset, we've got, if this is a bar exam question, we kind of have to break down each one. Was he justified in shooting the first person? I honestly don't know. I don't know enough. I couldn't find any really good videos. If somebody knows of a video, please share it. But I couldn't find any really good videos showing exactly how that shooting transpired. And so, unfortunately, that's going to kind of be the crux of the analysis. So we'll just make certain assumptions going forward for the rest of the analysis. But the reports that I read said that somebody was throwing what appeared to be a plastic bag at him, and then he shot him. So then you have to deal with, okay, it's at nighttime. Did he know it was a plastic bag? I mean, did it seem like the guy... I mean, if someone's running at you and you're open carrying a rifle, and presumably that person knows you have a rifle, but they're deciding to run at you anyway, it seems reasonable that, okay, this person's going to come and try to take my weapon from me and use it against me. So that could be a situation where you're justified. It could also not be. I don't know. I really don't want to form a strong opinion as to the initial shooting because I don't have enough information yet. So if anybody does, please share it, send it to me. Whatever. That's fine. I'm always open to changing my viewpoint if new information comes to light, and I'm trying to reserve judgment on things before I have enough information. I know this is a very novel concept nowadays, not rushing to judgment, but let's try it. It can be nice. It can be helpful. The other people that he shot is going to come down to whether or not they were justified in effecting a citizen's arrest under Wisconsin law. And based on a brief cursory search, it seems like Wisconsin doesn't have a statute on point. Wisconsin citizens arrest law is common law, which just means based on judicial case precedent. And the summary that I read said that it basically gave citizens the same right to effectuate an arrest, almost on the same level as an officer. For felonies, it would be if there's probable cause to believe that there was a felony. So if you've got people that let's assume Kyle was wrong. Kyle murdered the first person, that it was not justified. It was not a justifiable homicide. Let's make that assumption. Then those people having probable cause to believe that the felony of murder occurred would have been privileged and justified to attempt to detain him and effectuate a citizen's arrest, at which point he would not be justified in using deadly force to prevent a lawful citizen's arrest. Does it matter that the felony offense was not necessarily committed in one or all of their presence. It does not appear to be because of the felony. For misdemeanors, it appears that the offense does have to be committed in the person's presence. But if you have then the question becomes, do they have probable cause as opposed to just maybe reasonable suspicion? Not that he shot somebody, mind you, but that an actual murder occurred. They have to meet that burden to show not only did I know that he shot somebody, but I knew that he wasn't justified in shooting them. So that can be a high burden for them to overcome. But if they can articulate that they knew that this shooting was unjustified, that he murdered, that it was a murder, not a homicide. Homicide just means a human kills another human. Murder is the legal conclusion that it was an unjustified shooting with malice aforethought. So it wasn't just voluntary manslaughter, but it was murder. Then he will be on the hook for killing that other person and then wounding the other person's bicep. If Kyle was justified in shooting the first person, then those people were not privileged to make a citizen's arrest, and Kyle Rittenhouse would have been completely justified in shooting them, because what those people did to detain him rises to the level of death and or serious bodily injury. They're trying to stomp on his head. They're trying to hit him in the head with a skateboard. I think one guy had a pistol or whatever. That's in any one of those situations. And then taking that all together, looking at the totality of the circumstances, you have multiple people swarming in on you once again, and you have a rifle and you're justified, you were justified to do what you just did. So they had, you have no idea why they're attacking you other than just to hurt you because they don't agree with what you're doing. He would have been justified to shoot them too. But once again, it's going to come down to whether or not the initial shooting was justified, and then as a corollary to that, even if he was justified, those other people are going to have to articulate that they had probable cause to believe that a murder occurred. So a couple different legal hurdles there, a couple different legal standards that are going to have to be applied. But it's not clear cut at this point. It's not, we don't know. So, yeah. All right, guys. Thanks.